breaking out some hair swatches for this video. As many of you know, I started out my color analysis career working in the hair salon because I'm also a licensed hairstylist. Shout out to Studio Fontana in Toronto, Canada. And when I was working as a hairstylist, I used to do in-person color analysis and also help people transition to the hair color recommendation for their color analysis palette. And it was this level of experience that really taught me the emotional aspect of color analysis and implementing the color palette results. Using myself as an example, many of you know I'm a true summer. This is my natural hair color currently, but around the age of 20, my natural hair color was a level 6 range, in a brown range, and in various lighting, natural hair colors, as they do, may show warmth. And even if you're a warm palette result, your natural hair color may not necessarily show warm qualities, and meaning obvious warm qualities in indoor light. Natural hair colors and hair salon hair colors are two different things. So using myself as the situation that I saw many times in the hair salon setting, I'm a true summer result. Let's say I had been coloring my hair to a hair color way outside my palette for a very long time. And so here's a look at a hair color way outside my palette. And so what happens when this hair color is beside my face? I'm just going to stand back here a bit so it might be more obvious. Perhaps the hair color is overwhelming me. You're more inclined to look at the hair color before me because it's overwhelming me. While it's a complementary color perhaps with my eye in terms of color theory, it's way overwhelming me. And the goal of color analysis is to easily see you along with your skin appearing vibrant and what have you. And so even when I remove these, can you see that you're more inclined to just see me, my eyes and what have you? And when I put this on, you're more inclined to look at my hair color. In actuality, in the hair salon, this happened most frequently with people who had been coloring their hair blonde for a very long time, and we were moving them back to a darker hair color that was more in harmony with their color analysis result, but more in harmony with their natural hair coloring. What would happen in many of these situations when we actually finished the hair coloring process and did a ta-da, the person would be in shock and in some cases cry because there is some emotion from moving from here where perhaps people are more focused on your hair coloring and then moving to here where there's no hiding you. People are more focused to look at your eyes and everything else is secondary. Whereas here, you know, the hair color is the focus and everything else is secondary. That takes a bit to emotionally digest, and so when you're looking in the mirror and only seeing you, and perhaps you've been wearing a hair color where seeing you and your natural coloring magnified might come as a bit of a shock. If you're wearing your natural hair color, here's an example of my son. Here's an autumn white on him versus a true winter ice white. He is a true winter. Here's what this looks like too if you're rocking your natural hair color. It just means you're matching perhaps in this scenario to the surface coloring and you see how the fabric is the focus here, where over here it's easy to see him. Eyes first, everything else secondary. Another example of this, eyes first, everything else secondary versus over here, your eye wants to wander. Another look at this. And versus here. And this is a great example, and I get these are in two different lighting conditions, but this is a great example of healthy coloring versus a bit drained coloring. So let's say this person might have thought that this was a jaundice coloring. This is really her natural coloring magnified versus over here, unnatural coloring and unhealthier coloring are magnified because of the colors. Eyes first, everything else secondary. Here's a look at this if you're reviewing a color analysis report that you might have received through my service. Here is, I'm a true summer. This is me. My face is first, color is second. You look at my eyes, then everything else secondary. Whereas over here, the color is swallowing me up and is overwhelming me. In addition to not passing the other color analysis checks, but let's say you're having difficulty seeing this. Sometimes people have worded it to me, oh, my face appears 3D over here. And yes, I do see that. But again, all the other color analysis checks have to pass. Heavy at the jawline, more lifted over here at the jawline, skin brighter, healthier versus shadowed and what have you. This isn't about eye color as well. Here's a blue-eyed Autumn. Can you tell the color here is disconnected from her coloring? The color is the focus, whereas over here, face first, color second, eyes bright, and all the other color analysis checks are passed. It's a very casual Sunday over here for me, but I hope this video helps you as you've been processing color analysis results. And certainly wear what you love. Always, color analysis is very looking at different checks, which may be different than your likes, dislikes, and what's in your closet and what you've chosen to color your hair for perhaps decades, etc. So wear what you love. Yay to sparkling.